Hi, this is Module 1, Me and Action Research, and I am Britt Hedlund. I'm the coordinator for the Harper County Transition to Career Program, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. But first, a little bit about me is I'm a mom, I'm an educator, I'm a learner. The very best thing about me is my kids are my kids. I have a daughter, Faith, who is a freshman at K-State. I have a son, Eli, who is a junior at Chaparral High School. And then I also have Ethan, who's in eighth grade at Chaparral Junior Senior High School. My favorite things to do would be hang out with them, watch them play sports or do whatever they do. I also love to eat. I love to shop and I love to learn. My work. Okay, so like I said, I'm the Transition to Career Coordinator, the T2C coordinator. And what that is a collaborative effort between Chaparral High School and Attica High School in Harper County to help students become exposed to careers. We do that by bringing in speakers, arranging for job shadows, internships, we hold events. But any way that we can help kids become exposed to careers, gain essential work skills, and individualize their education, help them take ownership of their school work, and hopefully make better informed decisions about their post-secondary education or plans. So it's a great job. I love what I do. I do miss the classroom sometimes, but I love the flexibility that my job offers. So, action research is a way to improve our way of teaching through the process of finding a problem, formulating a plan of action, implement the plan, evaluate, and reflect. Action research is a cycle of inquiry and reflection that provides the teacher with a way to implement change in the classroom, along with a way to see if the changes create a desired change. Also, this is a process that should lead the teacher to ask a question, test out a strategy, gather data, and determine if that worked. I love this graphic because that I found in one of our articles, because it is really a cycle of planning, action, observation, reflection, and then continuing again, action, planning, action, reflection, observation, reflection. Just always, it's a continual process that really should never end as long as we want to improve and become better teachers and educators. So the purpose of action research is it's a problem-solving cycle for improving organizations such as education. It helps with understanding of classrooms. It identifies changes that improve teaching and learning. It answers questions that you have about the effectiveness of specific instructional strategies, and the performance of specific students and classroom management techniques. It gives you data to make adjustments to curriculum and to instructional practices to improve student learning. And Sager said that action research helps us implement informed change. So the types of action research are technical, which is where the facilitator has control; mutual collaborative, which is where power is shared between a group of equal participants, but the emphasis is upon an individual power for action; enhancement approach is where the power resides within a group, not with the facilitator or not with the individuals, but the group as a whole. Participatory action research is where the researcher and the practitioner work together to decide on the focus, to collect the data and to analyze it, and then to make that plan to solve the problem. And then participatory action research values is when the community works together to find the problem. The goal of action research is to improve teaching strategies for continuous reflection and growth for student success. Calhoun said that it generates the energy and knowledge needed to support healthy learning communities. It forms a practice of and action plan for improvement. It's a continuous action or cycle of planning, action, observing, and reflecting. And it grows participation from teachers to others affected. The steps. Again, I like this stair step because it's just an always building on the last step. But the first step is to plan, to explore. And in this stage, you review your practice and decide on an area or situation to work on. You also think about the questions that you want answers to, and then you make a plan on how you're going to gather your information or your data. And then you explore. And in this stage, you collect data and you clarify the situation that you identified. Then you analyze and reflect that data, and you look at what's happened, and then you make an action plan if needed. Sager adds 2 more steps. Smith wrote those 3 steps, and then the next steps were from another article, and that's where you report your results to your building, to your co-teachers, to anybody in the education world to help them, or you adjust the theory and you begin again, and you just grow on each step. Traditional research versus action research. Traditional research is defined in the dictionary as a diligent and systematic inquiry or investigation into a subject in order to discover or revise facts, theories, and applications. And with traditional research, you find a question or a hypothesis, you collect data, and then you analyze it, interpret it, and then you're done. But with action research, you're continually going through the process. It's a process that includes reflection after interpretation, and hopefully it leads to more research and more improvement. It's a reflective practice that asks teachers to think about how we look at issues and not just the issue itself. Like we view that and look at our own views and how we look at things. It can be used as professional development, and it can take an experienced teacher to an expert teacher. So, problems associated with action research, I really couldn't find a lot. I know there are some few misconceptions that it's a lot of reading and writing, but the main problems that I could think of that might happen are just a lack of time. Teachers have a lot of pressure right now and already feel frustrated with too much to do. So that, like, asking them to complete action research or reflect on that might be added stress to them. Another thing they might have trouble do is interpreting the data that they gather, and kind of narrowing down how they want to work on that. When I look at my own teaching and evaluate how action research can improve my teaching, like I said before, I'm not currently in a classroom, but I do see that action research could be a great way to improve my program. As a teacher, honestly, this is the first time that I've ever formally heard of action research. I know that I should probably have known more about it, but just being honest, I didn't know anything about it really before this class. So when I look at my own teaching in the classroom, I wish I would have known about this sooner, so I could have used it to make changes for classroom management, and also just to ensure that all students are learning and growing. But now that I'm not in a classroom, I think I could use it to look at my program and see where students are engaged, and see how I can make improvements in my program to help students become more engaged. The success of action research is pretty great, I think. The cool thing I thought that Boss said is that it focuses on areas of growth, not deficiency. It fosters a culture of inquiry, and it builds structures for teacher collaboration. It leads to greater job satisfaction, better academic programs, improvement of student learning, and contributes to the advancement of knowledge in higher education. Love that. The process allows teachers to problem solve and actually model problem solving for their students, because students are involved in the process, in the data collection. And so just it helps students to see how to problem solve and reflect. It helps teachers reach their students more effectively, and it helps them become better learners and citizens. And it can make a real difference to practice by enabling changes that improve the student experience and other aspects of practice, according to Arnold. Critique. So, like I said, being real honest, I didn't formally know anything about action research prior to this. So, I look forward to using it. Um, Personally, I've always thought of research as like a task that I'm not good at, something that's not like interesting to me, not because I don't want to improve, but mainly because I didn't see it as a way to help me improve that much, like weighing out the benefits of the versus the time that it takes. I'm not personally, I don't feel like I've been good at data collection in the past, and I'm honestly a little intimidated by it. But these articles and this research has made me see that I think it would be really fun to do and interesting, and anything that makes me a better teacher, a better educator, a better learner, a better leader, I'm all about. So I actually look forward to implementing this to make myself more effective. And like my school, now that I know what action research is, I can see that we have recently done some action research um, to learn more about trauma in our community and its effect on our student learning. We participated in a poverty simulation, and then we took the information that we learned in that simulation and we implemented programs to work on building relationships with our students that will lead to resiliency. Um, we held professional development, and we continue to hold professional development where we look at our practices and we compare notes and talk about the effectiveness of being trauma informed. We make adjustments to our classrooms, and we make sure that we're building on our knowledge. So, like when we implemented capturing kids' hearts, and we did the first level of it, and then we recently added the second level. So we're like improving all the time. We also implemented some social emotional learning curriculum, and we talk about that, and we have professional development to grow and be better at that as well. Action research supports the educational success and well-being of each student and adult because it improves student learning through data collection, research, reflection, and evaluation. Action research allows teachers to look at programs, curriculums, behavior management in order to evaluate and make changes to improve all areas. This evaluation process should support equity, digital literacy, and schools' academic and non academic systems by including all student data and outcomes. The different ways to collect data supports formal and informal assessments that should lead to better practices and success for all students. Action research allows teachers to collaborate, develop, and implement curriculum, instruction, technology, data systems, and assessment practices in a systematic manner. Um, this assignment has taught me what action research is because, like I said, I didn't really know what that was or have any understanding of it. And it has shown me how to improve my teaching and the programs I work with by giving me a hands on approach to problem solving, data collection, actions, observations, and reflections. This continual process will allow my program to improve student success, implement new strategies, get new and good data, and make the changes that are needed to improve. This is relevant to my current learning because with this new knowledge, I can make improvements to gain more student involvement, maybe to get more teacher buy in, and then to help students take advantage of the opportunities that my program provides them instead of them looking at it like something they have to do. I hope that some research and some implementing change can help them want to take advantage of the opportunities. And honestly, this assignment has changed my mind about research, and I actually look forward to using it. This assignment will help me as a future school leader by giving me a new perspective on research and the outcome of action research. I think this is a great way to help teachers move from experienced to expert teachers. And I love that it can be used for professional development. I plan to use action research to solve problems in my building and improve the workplace for everyone. And those are my references. So thank you.